Hope everyone's having a good time hacking so far. I know it's a big hackathon, but it's one of my favorite personally. So excited to see some fresh faces and some returners in here. Really glad to see everybody. And again, I know you guys have probably been to some of our sessions so far, but thanks for coming back. We are joined by Harsh from EPNS, the founder and main guy. I could probably give him an intro, but he can probably give a better one himself. So I'll let him step and do that. We will be taking questions right at the end of this session. So if you guys want to pop some questions down in the chat, he'll get to them right afterwards. But other than that, man, take it away. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Thanks, Luke. And yeah, this is my favorite hackathon as well. I actually have a slide why this is like the most favorite hackathon for us. But hey, everyone, I'm Harsh, founder and project lead of EPNS, or Ethereum Push Notification Service. This is a 30-minute workshop. Hopefully we'll get everything done in 30 minutes. But yeah, we'll go very quickly about the why, about the what and the why of EPNS, then how to build the notifications, including your channels and everything else, so that you can deliver notifications to Web3 wallet addresses. Then it's about price and brands. And of course, after that, it's question and answers. So let's get started. Of course, we always start with some good vibe video. So I have that right over here. Awesome. Hope you guys like it. Back to the deck. So yeah, first of all, nostalgia time. So the reason Eat Global Hack Money is our favorite is because we started from Hack Money 2020. Just like you guys, we just had an idea and we built it out. And because of the love we got from Ethereum community and of course from Eat Global family, here we are. So yeah, cycle of life for us. But yeah, diving in. So exactly what are we solving over here? Well, basically we are solving the missing piece of Web3. So just think about it in Web2, whenever we are waking up, we usually have a look at our mobile phones and we have notifications from everything or every app which we use in Web2, right? So it can be about notifications of your important emails. It can be notifications about any transaction you do, any PayPal or Venmo payments. It can be about any social networks which you go into. Or even when you're doing WhatsApp, it's like just like notifications which come in, and that's how we talk. So yeah, that's basically Web2. But now when you come to Web3, what we realized was like everyone went for speed, scalability, and security, and that was really important. But with the invention or innovations on DApp, a lot of things started to break up because no one really paid attention to the communication layer, and because of that, a lot of problems occurred. For example, if you are into DeFi, your loans were liquidated and you were not able to get to know about it. If you are into ENS, your domains will expire, you don't get to know about it. If you are into governance proposals, they come and go, you don't get to know about it. And the reason for that is there was no communication layer for Web3, which means that there was no way for a dApp or a protocol or a service to reach out to a wallet address and say, hey, something of importance might have occurred to you and what do you want to do? Which is exactly what EPNS was meant to do. But yeah, before that, let's quickly elaborate like all the problems or where communication is needed. So let's look at DeFi first, because of course it's hack money. So DeFi, again, as I said, loan liquidations, they occur. And there's a broken interface wherein actually for loan liquidations, there's no interface. Like there's no way you can know about that your wallet address loan will be liquidated right now. And that is not the norm in Web2. Whenever a bank liquidates or when you go on a holiday, you don't return back from the holiday and the bank says, oh no, you were gone. The house is now ours. But yeah, in DeFi, that's a scary possibility. Same thing with farming, like farming epochs. The more we yield farm, the less we are aware like what epochs have occurred and whether our rewards are available to claim or not. And you can extend it so much more. It can be invest change, and it can even be a new stable coin attachment that has been made, or a new wallet strategy that has been made. Again, you as a Web3 wallet address are not able to know about these things because there's no way to communicate that to you, or there was no way to communicate that to you. Same with the DAO. Again, there are a lot of governance that comes and go, and people usually put it on Twitter. But again, that interface is broken, because just think about it. When you are on Twitter, you're talking to each other through Twitter usernames. When you are on WhatsApp, you're talking to each other on WhatsApp usernames, which are phone numbers. When you are on Web3, your wallet address is actually your username, and that's shared. But yeah, no one is talking to them. So that's what the problem is. Again, for the same thing with the NFT. So yeah, what is the solution? Well, of course, the solution is EPNS. The way we solved it was by creating a decentralized communication protocol that enables any dApp, any front end, any protocol, or any backend to send communications that are tied to a user wallet address. This is done in an open, gasless, and multi-chain way, and also platform agnostic way. The idea is that this is an open communication layer, and any crypto front end can then tap into this network and can ask, all the communications about a certain wallet address, and based on that, show it to you, regardless of any crypto front end where you are logging in from for Web3. So yeah, that's the solution. Very quickly, how does it work? So yeah, what we have over here, EPNS has three ecosystem cogs. The first is EPNS core. This resides on Ethereum. It basically, any service that wants to send notifications, they have to come and register themselves over here. This EPNS code is essentially responsible for governing everything. Then on the right side, we have something that we call as EPNS COM layers. They are made of two different parts. One is the Gasless Epns Sdk. So the idea is, if you're a backend or a dApp, you don't really need to pay gas. What you need to do is send these notifications, which you will be forming using EIP 712 to our push nodes, and that will be picked up, validated, and everything will go on. The second layer on this is something which we call as EPNS COM middleware smart contracts. And these are deployed to all the chains that we support. We, of course, support EVM as well as non-EVM chains. But the idea is, if you're a smart contract, then you can basically interact with this smart contract and send those communications out. I already mentioned push nodes, but yeah, push nodes basically form the heart of the ecosystem. Basically, what they're doing is, like, push nodes are listening to all the communication that is coming from EPNS COM. Once a communication comes, it quickly validates it through EPNS core. And if everything looks good, it basically admits it into the network. And right after that, any crypto wallet and crypto front end can just tap into the network and can display these notifications out. So yeah, that's the what and the how. Let's now quickly dive in on how to get the workshop done. And just for fun, I am going to start the timer because I want this to be done in less than 10 minutes. I know that will not be possible, but let's have a go at it. So yeah, the first thing which we need to do is, of course, go to staging app or staging-app.epns.io, and we need to create our own channel. How do we do that? Well, the very first thing we need to do is get some ether, because of course Kovan ether will be required to create a channel. I want to do it like completely from the scratch. So yeah, this is ETH build. I am just creating a private key, which I will just import in my MetaMask account. And yeah, Once I've done that, I can just go to any faucet and I can get the Ethereum. But in case you want, we have a EPNS channel, Discord channel on ETH Global. So you can just come and ask us about providing some common ETH to you, which is what I'm going to do. I already have some Coven ETH over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer 0.1 ETH to this newly created account. And while that's happening, we'll very quickly go back and we'll see exactly what we need to do. So yeah, the first thing, like EPNS code governs, and any service that wants to send notification, they have to create a channel, which is exactly what we are going to do over here as well. So let me just log into the newly created account, connect, reload the app, just to make sure everything is proper. We go to create channel. Now we have the ETH. We also need to mint some DAI. We basically stake 50 DAI or so to create a channel that basically is a form of Sybil resistance. And of course, it enables some cool things, but yeah, we can skip that for now. Right now, I'm just minting free DAI. Right after free DAI, I do need 4 things to create a channel. The first thing is, of course, a EPNS logo, or your channel logo, which is 128px by 128px. Hopefully, the transactions will not take that long. I think they're already done. So yeah, I already had a logo for ETH Global, so I'm going to use that. Amount stake 50 DAI. I minted that as well, so I can continue. Then I do need to put in a few key things about my channel. So let's say we want to name this ETH Global 2022 channel. We are multi-chain, so Polygon is something that we are already getting deployed on. In this case, because we are probably going to interact with the Ethereum mainnet, so I can just copy paste this address and just use Polygon as an alias. But yeah, in essence, if you are creating something at Polygon, then the Polygon address is what you are going to enter over here. Then after that, I'm just going to name this. This is my ETH Global channel. And yeah, I will have a call to action link, which is a URL. And that's it. All I have to do after that is basically in the background, what is happening is like your JSON file is generated of the channel. It's getting uploaded to IPFS. After that, there are 2 transactions that we have to do. The first is approving the DAI so that it can be deposited in the smart contract. And right after that, it's about contract interaction. So yeah, I'll confirm that, and hopefully everything will go super smoothly. And the channel will be created very, very shortly. So the one thing that you have to remember is, like, once you create the channel, it might take 30 to 60 seconds before the channel is actually shown on the front end. And that's because the IPFS payload, which is getting uploaded, it also needs to be cached and penned by the push node. So that's why it takes a little bit of time. But yeah, while this is getting loaded, what we can do is we can, it's already loaded. So awesome. So yeah, this is your channel. Now we are going to look at some notifications. So of course, notifications like sending is one thing and receiving is the other thing, right? So to receive it, I am going to basically go to docs.epns.io. I'm going to go to developer docs, sending notifications, and testing send notifications. So we have all the ways by which you can test your notifications out. In this case, we are just going to download this extension, the Chrome extension. We are just going to add this to Chrome. Should be added. All right. And then I'm going to pin this just for making sure that it's available. After that, I do need to sign into the Chrome extension using my wallet address. So I just pasted that. And yeah, that's it. Now I'm all set to receive notifications. Let's see how notifications can be sent across. So let's see the manual method first. Over here, because now I have a channel, I can basically go in the channel and send a notification out. One thing to remember is like whenever you're sending a notification, the wallet address needs to be opted in to that channel. Because I've created this channel, I'm automatically opted in, and that's why I am able to receive notifications. But yeah, in case you want to receive notification from any other channel, you need to opt in, which is a gasless intent, again on EIP 712 that is getting sent to push notes. And once that intent is recorded, only after that point of time, a channel can send notifications which will land in your inbox. So yeah, going over here, let's send a notification. A broadcast is a notification that gets sent to all the people or all the subscribers of that channel who have opted in. A subset is just for a mini set of all the people that you want to get the notifications to. And targeted is basically just one person. So over here, I'm going to do targeted, a global spam. We are content independent as well. This means that the notifications define how the front end will show them up. So in this case, what I want to do is I want to basically send an image with my notification as well, because that's cool. You can also do call to action, subject, YouTube videos, or whatever you want. So over here, I'm sending a notification. Again, in the background, everything is getting uploaded to IPFS. A JSON payload is generated, which is then recorded, or which is then sent to the push notes. And after that, the notifications are sent. I think because I'm recording, so the notification will probably not be shown. Like the push notification will probably not be shown because it's a screen recording. But yeah, if I go over here, you can see that the notification is already, and they have already made its way. Not only that, we are platform agnostic, so any crypto front end can show this out, which also means that wherever you want, you can see these notifications out. So yeah, that's basically creating a channel and sending a manual notification. But when you are building some awesome projects, most of the time you will be doing this via automated route. So let's see how to get that done. So again, we'll go to docs.epns.io. We'll go to developer docs over here. There are various ways by which you can send notifications. You can send it via backend SDK. You can send it via showrunners. You can even send it via smart contract. There's an example for that as well. And yeah, it basically is like whatever way you want to define to send a notification out, there's a way for that. Let's use showrunners scaffold just to see how quickly we can set up everything and can send everything. Because the demo will probably include the showrunner scaffold and Uniswap interface, because you can even embed these notifications on your dApp and front end. So because of that, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to very quickly clone everything that is needed. So for example, for Uniswap, I'm cloning the Uniswap interface. We'll see how the front end looks in a while. For the showrunners, I will quickly go to showrunners framework, set up showrunners, and clone the showrunners framework as well. And yeah, I think there was one more cloning which I'm missing right now. But yeah, for now, this will do. So very quickly, I'll also do one thing. I will just go to, the showrunners framework, and of course, I'll do a yarn install. While it's installing, I will also go to Uniswap interface, and I'll do a yarn install just to make sure that everything is good to go. We can give it some time for the installation to proceed smoothly. But what we can also do in the meanwhile is in the showrunners, we basically have few things. So showrunners is basically a scaffold, which basically means it has all the tools to automate your notifications or notifications logic. But because it's a scaffold, we do need to essentially configure some of the things out. So of course, once I have cloned the showrunners, the next step is to create an env file from env sample. Then basically define the log level, because this is a hackathon. Let's go with debug. And after that, I do need to go to Infura or Etherscan or Alchemy and get the API key about it. Not all three are required, but one of them is a requirement. For this demo, let's do Etherscan and Alchemy API as null. And let's get this doxed Infura project ID and secret as a part that will run the showrunners out. Hopefully by this point of time, it's still taking some time. So yeah, the reason why we need Infura or Etherscan or Alchemy API is of course to listen to the blockchain data, because that's what we are going to do over here. So let's see if, Jan is actually slower than us doing the coding. So yeah, while Jan is doing its things, let me just show you what showrunner basically does. So once we have set up showrunners right, it basically gives us a framework on which we can build a channel logic. So that's what we are going to do. Let's just hope. Awesome. So this is done. The next thing is, it's Docker Compose up, because we do rely on some daemons to go up before, the showrunners is getting, before we start the showrunners out. Hopefully, okay, something is wrong. Let's see what is wrong. Okay, let's remove this. Let's stop this Docker part. Oh, actually it's, okay. So let's stop the Docker and let's rerun it. Hopefully this will work faster this time. Awesome, started running. Then on the next terminal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do yarn start. So because we have configured an env file, if everything works well, you will have this error, which is basically that showrunners doesn't have any channel folder, or basically it doesn't have any channel logic on which it can basically rely upon for code execution. So how to get that corrected? Well, just go to code, go to SRC, and in this you have something called chapter_showrunners, which are basically some sample channels which we have created for you guys. Do check it out. For this demo, let's just take hello world. This is basically a plug and play. So what you need to do is just drag hello world down to the showrunner. Once you do that, you will have a different error, which is hello world has no wallets attached to them, and that's why they are aborted. That is because a channel or a delegate of the channel can only send notifications on their behalf, which basically means that you do need to enter your private key over here. So of course, because we just created the channel, we have the private key. We'll just go and paste that in. And that's about it. Your showrunners is running. Not only that, it is basically sending notifications from hello world folder. This folder basically has every logic which you need to have in your channel. So basically what happens is, like, there's a channel.ts file which has all the logic which you want to do. Over here, it is just sending a dummy notification. The jobs is basically a scheduler. So you can basically call a particular function if you want via jobs. Routes basically form your Postman routes. And what they do is they enable you to manually trigger some of the notifications. So right now we already have a route configured. I already have a Postman over here. So my showrunner is running on port 5432. So I just go to that particular route and I just hit on send. Once I do that, you can see in the debug that the notification has been sent. Let me just, yeah. And again, because we are screen sharing, so you will not be able to see the notification, but they're coming. But yeah, if you reload the app or if you go to the Chrome extension, you can see it out. If it was not screen sharing, it will be pushed out to your screen as well. So yeah, it's as easy as that to create a notification from a backend or a app. Again, we do support smart contracts, and you can go to docs.epns.io to see that. So this is basically how you can send the notification out. There's one more thing which I wanted to talk to you about, which is basically how to include the notification on your interface. So over here, we are basically we basically forked Uniswap interface, and we are going to use that to basically bootstrap everything from our front end SDK. One more thing which I wanted to point out was that in case you don't want to do showrunners, then you do have backend SDK, which again is the thing you can use to trigger the notification out. The backend SDK, in your JS logic, all you need to do is import the backend SDK and call sdk.send notification. Again, you can find the entire thing, like how to do it right over here. You can go to backend SDK and you can set up the backend SDK and even understand like what is happening. So yeah, moving on to the front end SDK. So let's go for installation first. So while Uniswap is loading, I do want to add our front end SDK into the Uniswap interface. I can do that by just saying Uniswap and front end SDK. So yeah, this is basically a fork Uniswap. Now I'm adding the front end SDK. Front end SDK basically allows you to do two things. First thing is it allows you to embed these notifications for your user. For example, that massively improves the UX for the Web3 user, because Web3 users are shared. So when they come to your tab and they see all the notifications which they have opted in right inside your tab, you basically make sure that their entire experience is massively improved. And the other thing front-end SDK allows you to do is basically eliminate users going to app.epns.io and opting into your channel. Instead of that, what you can do is just place that logic code right in your front end. So the user can just go ahead and opt in to your channel and start receiving the notification. So yeah, I think the front-end SDK is almost ready to be installed. I can open code as well just to get started. So a couple of things which we'll do, because Uniswap interface is a little finicky. So yeah, the first thing we'll do is we'll turn prettier off, just because we don't want to be slowed down by missing a tab or missing a entry key. The next thing we'll do is we will turn off the strict null checks. This is something which we are doing because this is something which we are doing because, again, we don't want strict null checks to stop or come in our way. And then one more added thing we'll do is because the EPNS front end SDK, it doesn't have a strict type right now. So we are going to basically go and turn that off in the add liquidity section, because that's where we are going to give our opt-in and opt-out button. So just going to declare the module as a star, just to make sure that it works well. Awesome. Hopefully everything is done right now. So EPNS app still works. All right. The next thing we need to do is we need to add an opt-in button so that, and by the way, we do have a channel for Uniswap. So whenever, and that channel notifies every LP pool holder, like when they're not earning the fees. And that's why we chose to put the opt-in on the ad liquidity. So over here, I do have a hacky way, which basically means that I do have a EPNS opt-in file already created, which I'm going to go and put it over here. It is nothing but ways to call the opt-in on our protocol. You can look into it in detail. We do also have this Uniswap repo front end hosted and also available. Also available as an example. So you can go ahead and try it out. I think the example is not reflecting it right now. Oh, there it is. EPNSX Uniswap 434. But yeah, coming back. So what are we doing over here is basically creating an opt-in button, and this opt-in button is just calling channels.opt-in on which is basically the same thing, EIP712 sign thing sent to the push nodes. Over here, let me also come to index.tsx and yeah. So we basically need to import few things over here. The first thing we need to import is EPNS opt-in, and I want to import it after dots because Uniswap again has a lot of strict checking, which also means that things needs to be in alphabetical order. So that's why I've written it over here. So yeah, once we have imported the EPNS opt-in, I also need to go to which line number am I going to? I think it's 538. Yeah. So because we already know where to put everything out, so I can go to line number 538. Put this in a row. So just row. Then let me just put this EPNS opt-in. It's React, by the way, in case anyone is wondering. And then just do a row. And of course, we need to close it under tags. Hopefully, it will not give a lot of error. Let's see why it's giving error. Okay, /row. Yeah. And yeah, if everything is working fine, then now when we go to a new position, you have an opt-out or an opt-in button. So an opt-in and opt-out button, which will basically opt you in and out. The reason it was opt-out was because we basically hard-coded the channel address. This is not your channel address or the channel address that we just created. So basically, if I change that, then the opt-in and opt-out will work in a better way. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, eat. Okay. So the channel sometimes takes, it takes sometimes to reflect on the front end, but as long as you are pulling the channel out by typing it in, you are able to do it. So yeah, my channel, this is not the channel I created. I've forgotten the name of the channel, but yeah, in essence, let's just put this channel only. And yeah, okay. All right. I think I think the speed run which I'm doing, I goofed up something or I forgot to include something out. So what I'll do is instead of the speed run, I also have a repo or a test repo that is also public, the EPNS unit swap front end SDK. So let's go over here and let's do a yarn start over here instead. So hopefully everything is installed, so it will be very fast. So the last thing I wanted to show in this demo, like after the opt-in button, which basically improves your channel visibility. After that, the bell icon, which can basically pull all the notifications that a channel has. So to do that, what we simply did was we went to Uniswap header, which is under components. In header, we created a bell icon because we wanted to create our EPNS bell. And after that, we went to index.tsx. We imported the bell icon. And right after that, we first attached a div ID. The div ID is very important with the bell icon, so that when the front end SDK is loaded, it can attach itself to this trigger ID. Right after that, we basically created a use effect in which we imported account. Uniswap is based on Web3 React. So we had access to the account. So we basically loaded that. And then we just called embed SDK.initialize along with the SDK trigger. And what it does is, like, after that, whenever notifications are happening, you will be able to see it in the app as well. Just like how you can see it right now. So yeah, that is basically everything about EPNS. Again, we do have the docs to get everything done. As I said, integrating on front end, we do have the Uniswap repo, which you can basically go and check it out. It's actually in front end example. And yeah, happy coding. Awesome. Now,
thank you so much.
Yeah. So very quickly, we do have hackathon bounties. We have 4K hackathon bounties on the best use of EPNS, whether you want to send notification or whether you want to receive notifications in your app. That's your call. We recommend doing both. After that, we do have push grants program with a 1 million USD. So idea is, once you build cool things over here, that's not the end. You can start or you can carry on with the push grant program. We also have some build ideas in a Medium blog. You can scan this and it will take you directly to the Medium blog. Also, you can go to docs.epns.io to start your developer journey. And yeah, one last thing, we do have office hours, which will happen every day while you guys are hacking. It will be between 5 to 6 p.m. UTC. This is our Discord QR code in case you guys want to go over here. And yeah, I can probably take questions right now.
So, can I ask a question?
Yes.
It's nice to see you again. So I saw that you also support Polygon, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's it already.
Awesome. So we do support Polygon in the backend SDK. If you're using the backend SDK, you do need to change the chain ID, and that's about it. As long as you have put the Polygon alias in your channel, the notifications will start getting delivered by Polygon.
Awesome. Happy hacking.
Awesome. Happy hacking, friends. Awesome. I just wanted to look at the timer. Perfect. Not 10 minutes, but twice that amount. But yeah.
Great job. This has been an incredible session. We're very glad to have you back. If there's any last minute questions, feel free to pop off of mute real quick, but I think we've been able to answer everyone. Harsh, you've done a great job today. It's again, a great session. I'm very excited to see what our hackers use EPNS for throughout. As he mentioned, please continue the conversations in Discord. It is a wealth of a resource for the next up until the next few weeks for the rest of the hackathon. And we're very excited to see what you guys build for the projects. Thanks again for everyone for joining us today. We're gonna be closing the session here. Our next session begins in about 20 minutes. So stick around, there's more to come.
Awesome. Thanks guys for having us, and keep on hacking. Like, this is our favorite hackathon. And yeah, I'm very excited to see every one of you building cool things.
Right on. Well, cheers everyone. We're closing the session now. Make sure to hit everyone up in Discord and have a good day.